Nearly 2 years ago, in August 2024, Turboprop FS got its first defense feature in the form of flare and chaff countermeasures to accompany the SAM batteries. Well, in the latest update, it got its first offense feature. After 2 years, the player can finally strike back at the pesky SAM batteries using rolling bombs. Additionally, Alex mentioned a development that may change TFS forever, but we'll get to that later. Rolling bombs, also known as bouncing bombs in real life, are, as the name suggests, bombs that continuously roll forward and bounce upon being dropped on the ground. This means that you don't have to worry about hitting your target head-on, as you can just point towards your target, drop the bomb and let it roll towards it as you fly away to safety. Now, the real thing was only used in World War II on water to destroy dams. In TFS, you can't normally use the rolling bombs on water as they explode immediately on impact, which I found really weird. So I asked Alex about it, and he replied saying it would be difficult to implement rolling and bouncing functionality to water for technical reasons involving colliders and layers, which you can read on screen. It's unclear whether or not he plans to implement these functionalities in a future update. Having water-usable rolling bombs will be very beneficial, as it would make destroying the harbor and dam SAM batteries way easier. The rolling bombs are available for all special operations aircraft with cargo bays, those being the MC-400, MC-130 and MV-40. Even though the bomb dispenser seemingly occupies one cargo space inside the cargo bay, you can only either have a vehicle or the rolling bombs dispenser. You can't have both. Well, that is unless you try to drive a vehicle into the cargo bay, which works just fine as the vehicle passes right through the bomb dispenser. Even though the dispenser's collider works fine with the player, it doesn't with the vehicle. Interestingly, you can also use a transport vehicle to move the bomb dispenser from a special operations plane to a normal cargo plane that normally does not support rolling bombs, and it would still work. So there's that. What I find interesting about rolling bombs is that Alex never spoke about them before. They weren't in the near-term plans, nor the long-term plans. They just kind of popped out of nowhere. To be fair, we did sort of know that bombs were among the weapons that were to be added for gunship mode. It's just that we didn't know what kind of bombs. So this was quite a surprise. Moving on, we have a new secret. This time it's the AC-400, which was actually the first gunship plane we knew about because its texture has been in the game files since 2021. But that's not the interesting part about the secret. What's actually interesting is how it's hidden. When you finally locate the signal, you see it's coming from downtown Beach City in Main Island. As you get close to it, you'll notice it's coming from the base of a building. Yes, this secret is inside a building. As you walk towards it, you're greeted with sliding doors in the AC-400 mock-up. Now, I'd love to talk about the actual weapons that these gunship planes will bear, but I haven't done any research on them, so maybe I'll make a separate video for that, who knows. Next, we have brand new liveries for 3 aircraft. The E-42 got a new green camouflage livery. Finally, something other than the ground vehicles can now blend in with the grass. The MS-26 got a sea camouflage livery, which I guess makes sense considering how it's a seaplane. And the most surprising livery change came to the PS-26, which got this cool new colorful livery with a matching interior. I found it really odd that Alex added this livery, as it has nothing to do with gunship mode, which has been his sole priority for the past couple of years. Still, it's a welcome addition. The final noteworthy change in this update was the ability to destroy parked AI aircraft. As some of you may remember, when they were introduced in version 1.27, AI aircraft were indestructible statues when they were parked at an airport. My guess was that it was an effort to save resources by not having a destruction model ready for dozens of aircraft around the map, which would have really tanked performance on slower devices. Now you can destroy the Turboline's aircraft, albeit their damage models are simplified compared to actual planes. I'm guessing that Alex wanted some easier targets for the rolling bombs, as they're stationary and non-hostile, unlike the SAM batteries. This update also brought some bug fixes and was re-released with an incremented version number due to a bug where most UI elements became invisible if the aircraft engines were turned off or if the vehicles ran out of fuel. The UI reappeared once the engines were turned on, and I'm guessing the same would happen if you refuel a vehicle, although I haven't tested the latter. I don't know, I personally think that's more of a feature than a bug. Of course, most of you watching this video already know all of this because you tried the update yourself or watched other people's videos about it. I know, I'm very late, so here's something more original. In his post announcing the new update, Alex listed the reasons this update took so long. This time wasn't too different from previous delays. The usual Unity update and indecisiveness regarding what features to add and underestimating how demanding they are. Anyway, Alex also mentioned an attempt at improving the graphics as one of the causes for the delay.
Tried to find ways to improve the graphics without harming performance. I still intend to do so, but it proved to be difficult and laborious.
About time! You know, when I first read this post and went to download the update, I was partially expecting to see a noticeable graphics change. I misunderstood it as doing some work on the graphics, implementing part of it, and leaving out the difficult to implement parts for later. I was a bit disappointed, but the rolling bombs more than made up for it. It is such a relief knowing that a game that has looked like this for the past 9 years is finally getting some improved graphics. Now, it's worth noting that it's unclear what kind of graphics improvements Alex plans to add and for what. They could be just for the gunship related effects like fire and smoke and explosions, because Alex is focusing on gunship mode right now, or it could be for the entire game. Let's be real here, it's definitely for the entire game. Also, graphics aren't the game's main problem. Sure, the shaders are quite primitive compared to current tech, the reflections and shadows are pre-rendered, in other words, fake. But the real reason that TFS looks a bit ugly is how low resolution everything is. Look at the sky, it's low res. Look at the ground, it's low res. Go up to a plane and look at its livery. You don't even have to get that close to notice how low resolution it is. Of course, these are all expected compromises for a mobile game. In fact, it's crazy how optimized TFS is. If it weren't for Unity and App Store obligations, I'm sure this game could easily run on an Android 2 device. The APK is only 80 megabytes, and it's between 140 and 180 megabytes once you install the game. Compare that to other mobile flight simulators or just mobile open world games in general, and the difference is huge. But then you look at those other games and how insanely beautiful some of them look, and you start wondering, why can't TFS look this good too? There's no denying that improving the graphics will attract a lot of players to TFS, especially considering how it's a completely free game. And I'm getting too far ahead of myself, but it may even pave the way for a PC release. Who knows what Alex is planning right now? But obviously, such changes require a lot of work. Improving the shaders will definitely take a while, because Alex will need to find the perfect balance between quality and performance. Will he finally make shadows and reflections real-time, to some extent, or will he just use more advanced trickery to make you believe the reflections and shadows are real? which is fine as long as they look convincing. I honestly don't think Alex plans on making textures and models higher quality, as he's very strict when it comes to optimization and performance, and improving those two will not only increase the game size by a lot, but it will also severely impact performance. Remember that a large portion of the game's player base consists of lower-end devices, so if Alex were to introduce such drastic changes, most players simply won't be able to run the game anymore. And I know what you're thinking. It's simple, he can just make the graphics quality tweakable in the settings menu. Well, it's not really that simple, because he still needs to improve the graphics in the first place, which is not a simple task. And having the option to change the graphics quality will increase the game size for everyone, because even if you don't pick the highest graphics settings, the high quality graphics engine and assets will still be there, taking up more space than usual, even if you don't use it, just in case you change your mind and switch to it. Of course, we don't know what approach Alex will take when it comes to this, so take my waffling with a grain of salt. But one thing is for sure, Alex is a perfectionist, and his obsession with optimization and performance is very real, so don't expect Unreal Engine 5 Lego Batman levels of quality. That's just not happening. As for when this graphics improvement is coming, I'd estimate that to be about a year from now, which, knowing Alex, realistically means 3 years.